Hey everyone, so in this video I'm going to go over the cost of a road trip that I went on over the summer. It was a month-long road trip through 5 states. It was through Utah, Nevada, California, Oregon, and Idaho. Awesome trip, super cool trip. I made 20-something videos about it that you can go back and watch. And in this video, I'm going to go over the costs associated with that trip and a few other stats from that trip. So before I get into it, let me lay down some ground rules here. It was a 30-day trip, but 6 days of that trip were on a family reunion in Yosemite National Park. So I'm not going to be including any of those costs. So for all intents and purposes, I'm going to be treating this as a 24-day trip. And so the averages will be over those 24 days instead of 30 days, even though it was a 30-day trip. I was on the road for 30 days. If you're new to the channel, let me just tell you the kind of trip that it was. Basically, I would drive during the day and see things that I wanted to see, and then at night I would camp inside of my SUV. I have a 2011 Toyota RAV4 that I sleep in, and so this isn't staying at hotels every night or even established campgrounds, but I'll get into that a little bit more in a minute here. Also not included are things that I would be paying for anyway, so, health insurance, car insurance, things like that. And then I'm not including things that are kind of specific to my case here. So for example, I had to buy a new external hard drive to back up all of the footage from my videos. Most people won't need to do that, so I'm not including those costs into the final tally here. So with that, let's get into it. I have my trusty little index card here as usual. So it was a 4,296 mile trip and divided over 24 days. That's an average of 179 miles per day. Some days were much less than that. Some days I didn't drive at all. Some days were much more than that. I crossed Nevada, for example, in just a couple of days. As far as the actual costs go, I've broken it up into a few different categories, a few different large umbrella categories. The first one is groceries. I spent $304.98 on groceries. About $35 of that was ice for my cooler. And then for restaurants, I spent $133.60 at restaurants. Really, this was just like a couple kind of low-scale restaurants, like like Mexican restaurants, burrito shops. I went to this one alien-themed restaurant in Nevada. And then apart from that, it's mostly Subway and McDonald's. As far as gas goes, this was the big expense. Again, this was a 4,300 mile long road trip. My RAV4 gets pretty good gas mileage, but it's not a hybrid, it's not an electric car, it's not, it's also not a 10 mile per gallon RV or van. Please don't leave a comment saying, oh, your cost would have been less if you'd had a hybrid car. Yeah, I know, but I don't have a hybrid. I have a gas SUV. So gas was $523.09, and then other was $35.16. So this is mostly entrance fees and showers. I took a couple paid showers at different places, and then there were some state parks that had entrance fees, and then also there was a car wash in there. As far as hotels or campgrounds, $0. I did not spend any money on campgrounds or hotels during those 24 days. And so the total here, if you add it all up, is $996.83 or $41.54 per day over 24 days. If you take gas out of that, because a lot of people, they want to know the cost of a trip, but they might not drive for 4,000 miles. Maybe they'll be going on a month-long road trip just within a smaller radius of home. So if you take the gas out, it was $473.74, which is $19.74 per day. So under $20 per day for food and lodging. Again, not including gas. I think that's a pretty darn good average. Pretty darn good for this is something that I said in my last video that was similar to this about my trip in January of this year. How else are you going to get a 30-day vacation, or I guess 24-day vacation for under $1,000? It's pretty darn good, right? And I saw a lot of amazing things, did a lot of amazing things. I wasn't just holed up in a cave in the mountains somewhere. So that was the main cost of the trip and the main stats. There are a few other stats that I want to go over. Again, like I said, it was in 5 states, and I spent money in 32 towns or cities in those 5 states. The cheapest gas that I found was $2.249, so about $2.25. That was in Bruno, Idaho. And then the most expensive gas was $3.809, so about $3.81 per gallon in French Glen, Oregon, which is a tiny little town, one super old gas pump, a couple hours from nowhere, so understandable the gas there was a bit pricey. And I think that's it. Let me know if you have any other questions about the trip regarding costs or stats. I don't know exactly what my average gas mileage was. I'm guessing there's probably around 24 miles to the gallon, just because of the rough nature of the driving that I was doing a lot of the time on steep dirt roads, things like that. I was also idling a lot in my car, so I would have my laptop on my lap here in the driver's seat, have the car on, charging my laptop because the battery isn't very good in it. I'd be doing that for, half an hour at a time, and so that lowers the average miles per gallon, of course. I kept track of all of this information in my road trip log, which you can download for free. It's a PDF that you can print off. It's I don't know, 10 or 15 pages, different pages for the trip, for different trips. You can track how many miles you've gone each day and the costs of your trip and everything like that. I find it very useful on my trips. If you would like to have that on your trip and download it, feel free to download it. I'll put a link in the description. It's on my blog. And yeah, thanks for watching. Again, let me know if you have any questions. And I also wanted to say thanks to everyone who placed an order on my Kamchatka gear online store that I launched a few days ago. The response has been really great, really positive, and had a bunch of orders come in, so I really appreciate that. If you haven't checked it out, go on over, check it out, kamchatkagear.com. It's a website where I sell the accessories that I've made for SUV camping, vandwelling, road trips, RVing, things like that. And there's also some SUV RVing merchandise. You can get stickers and a signed copy of the book there, so go check that out, and thanks again.